What is up? Coming to you live from the Cat House in Montebello. It's Dre's Geek Philosophy Podcast. And it's Monday, you know. And if you're watching this live, or you're watching this later on demand, I'm wearing a cool Mario mask. This is one of the kind of masks you can get from my wife's Etsy shop when she updates on Sunday nights. Because she's no longer making masks on demand because it's insane. So she's going to be making masks and just posting them. Masks like this one, if you want a cool looking nerd mask like this. I have several other ones. She's made me some incredibly nerdy masks. So I got this Mario one. I got Mario and the coins all over. She's finding all these nerdy fabrics on the internet and made me some masks. So yeah, go to etsy.com/shop/Le Club. And you can go check out what she has available there. So we don't need this now. I mean, even though I am not social distancing right now, because just off camera, actually, maybe you can see him. Oh, I need to fix that. Whoop. Let's fix that, because you can see him. Nope. We don't want him directly on camera, but you can hear him if he decides to chime in. My son is right next to me. Oh, his little hand popped up. I heard his mommy in the background. Yes, you can see him. Nope, let's move the camera up a little bit. Hey, how's it going? It's Monday night. So, we're here again. Oh, awesome. So, P. Malini is in here. I'm glad you're here, Pete, because I'm trying out a new format where I'm going to be citing a lot of my correspondents. And Pete Malini, you don't know it, but you are a correspondent now. You're a correspondent on the show. Well, I will be citing many of my nerdy friends. If you guys send me some nerdy stuff, I'm going to cite you. So let's do a quick update from last week's show. Last week I talked about how WWE is still doing. Oh, awesome, Ryan Tanaka, thanks for joining. You're also a correspondent I'm going to be referring to here on my show, and I just rattled the table. Huh? Look at, we're going crazy here. So an update last. So WWE, I was talking about last week how they're forcing themselves to tape live and putting all their employees in danger because they want to lose their contracts. Apparently things have changed. Apparently Fox and USA have been like, oh, you know what? We're sorry about that. Things have changed in like. They're allowing WWE to tape stuff in advance. So it looks like they're only going to put their people in danger every 3 weeks. They're going to tape a whole bunch and put up. They're still going to have the people come down, but not every single Monday and Wednesday and Friday as they've been doing. I think it seems like they're going to be doing like a 3-week rotation now of taping all their shows. And they'll go live occasionally when they have people there. I saw a whole list of things, but they're trying to limit the exposure because a lot of internally people are saying that they're not really social distancing. They're not following any of the rules because they're in Florida, because Florida man doesn't care. So now that we got that update out of the way, let's talk about a lot of various stories that I've gotten here from my fellow nerds here. So we're going to go first up to comic book correspondent Pete Malini informed me last night that I guess is another update to something we talked about last week, is that the comic book industry, as far as Diamond Comics is concerned, is reopening. They're opening back up on May 27th. They are sending out books. They have advised all comic shops that comics are returning on May 27th. I don't know if shops can open. I know Pete right there. He was discussing it with me last night. But comic shops are coming back. DC Comics said they're publishing books on 27th, but they are also publishing books next week, at least specifically DC Comics, just like we talked about last week. Through the shell company of Midtown Comics and someone else, they're going to be putting out comics independently. Oh, you have something to say too about this? Are you excited about comics coming back too, Tiger? Comics will be returning, but at least according to the network of comic shop owners that Pete Malini has talked to, they're not excited about that Midtown Comics option. And I guess it seems like most stores are going to be sticking with the devil they know in Diamond, rather the devil they don't know, or as we were talking last week, the direct competition. It's like, let me explain. I don't know if I didn't make it clear last week. Comic book shop owners buying from this shell company of Midtown Comics, it's like, oh, we're buying comics from the biggest online store who is going to sell it for less than us. Like, oh, we have to buy these comics and we're going to sell them for $3.99. That's right, $3.99. And then Midtown will be like, we'll sell them for $3.50. Fuck everyone else. And it forces everyone else to cut into their own profits. So, because Diamond doesn't directly sell comics to consumers; they just sell comics to everybody else. Yes, he's chiming in. He wants to talk when he's not looking at television. So, yeah, comic book industry is, like we talked last week. It's on shaky ground, but looks like they're taking advantage of this reopening that everyone's trying to force across. But I don't think stores can reopen. Our good buddy Paul Grimshaw out there, the House of Secrets. I know he's bless you, little man. I don't know if I hope the microphone caught the cute little sneeze from my son. I know he's not opening. He's just doing pure mail order. I know Pete Molini is trying to set up some delivery system as well. So the comic book industry is things are moving and shaking over there. So let's move to another story. I saw a posting from our friend, our nerd correspondent Ryan Tanaka, who I don't know if he's still watching. He posted last night that Rock Band drums or Rock Band sets are going for exorbitant amounts. There's someone on Amazon trying to sell a Rock Band set, the Rock Band Rival set for PS4, for $1,100. Oh, right. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Tiger. Ryan says hi, buddy. There's people trying to sell, and I don't know if they're actually getting that price, but that's insane. Because Ryan posted because he had seen, he's trying to get a replacement drum set, because right now, I'm sure I've talked about it many times. I didn't open the show with it today because I felt like I've opened the show every week about how my job is overrun. My job, it's like Lord of the Rings Return of the King. It's Minas Tirith. We have just orders and orders coming at our giant walls of our warehouse, and we're fighting them off by throwing games at them. That's what it's like. That's the best nerdy way I can describe what's happening at our job right now. It's the Battle of Pelennor Fields. It's insane. If you're nerdy enough to get that reference, that's what's happening at work. Fending off orders. Day and night. Yeah, Ryan, right there, Ryan, helping and giving more of it. A used drum set's going for $750. So, like I said, games are selling like crazy, and rhythm games are incredibly high in demand. Like, we're selling Rock Band track packs at work like there's no tomorrow. Before, like, we weren't moving these Rock Band track packs. Like, they'd sell occasionally for the Wii, most often, sometimes for the Xbox 360. But now, across all systems, even going back to PS2, anything that has rhythm to it, whether it's freaking Guitar Hero, Band Hero, Rock Band, whatnot, any rhythm game is selling because people are trapped at home, and I guess they need to amuse themselves with the awesome power of music. Now, don't get me wrong. If I didn't have my work, I would probably be sitting at home playing video games, and more than likely playing Rock Band, because I love that game personally. I have a big personal emotional investment into Rock Band. I love that game. I used to be a Rock Band roadie. I used to take my entire set of 2 guitars and drums, a mic stand. I had all the accessories, and I would go to parties. I'd go to a friend's party, and then people there would be like, "You just bring the stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'd get invited to other parties. It's nuts. Lamar asks, does my company have Rock Band 4 for PS4 system? Guitar drum? No, we don't. Apparently, they never had that one. They had the older one. I guess they passed on the PS4 one when that came out because they were out of control. I have a PS4 Rock Band set that our good friend, the Corrections and Retractions Department, Kiet Pham, gave to me for Christmas. It's been still sitting in my storage unit. I should probably try and flip that thing. It's insane. We have a few old drum sets. I realize I have an extra 360 drum set. I have a pair of. I have the wired drum set, and I have my wireless drum set. Because when Rock Band 2 came out, and they were like, they came out the wireless one, cool. But I didn't throw away my old wired set. I still have that in my garage. And just like James Jones said right here on Facebook Live, time to sell those drums. I'm like, I'm thinking unless the shipping is going to be annoying, I should try to flip my OG Rock Band 1 drums. Lamar says, let me know how much you want for the PS4 one. I'm certainly not going to charge you $1,400 or $1,100 like someone else. I don't know. Ryan might need those drums too, my friend. There might be a bidding war for my old PS4 set that is unopened. I never opened it. Kiet gave it to me for my birthday once, or Christmas. I forget. He just showed up with, here you go, PS4, because I believe those were getting clearanced out at GameStop years ago, and I'm sure he picked it up for a song and gave it to me because I was lamenting. I'm like, oh, I didn't have my next gen Rock Band. I still only had my Rock Band 3. I might have to set you up with that because I know, Lamar, you've been stuck at home for the last 40 days. Ryan, you tried fixing your red pad with a quarter. It's crazy right now. And yeah, so now nobody has these, so now they're incredibly high in demand. Because we've been selling, at work, we've been refurbishing Guitar Hero controllers from the Wii, and I thought there's no way we're going to sell these. We sold 23 of them. Friend of the show, Chris Castillo, he's working there, and he's been fixing. We've been having to fix them up because a lot of the cables because on the Wii version of Guitar Hero, you had to connect the Wii remote inside the guitar, and these guitars have been sitting there languishing for years. However long ago these guitars were for Guitar Hero 5, however long ago that was. I don't know if corrections and retractions department Kiet Fam is watching. I'm sure he'd provide that information. However long ago Guitar Hero 5 was, we've been sitting on hundreds of these guitars at our work, and now we're selling them. But we need to fix the cables because the cables have just decayed. Like, you move the cable, and just over time, these were clearly not built to last. I'm not sure who was handling the guitars on the Guitar Hero side. I don't know if that was still Red Octane or someone else, but the cable, they hadn't moved for years. They're just sat there, and the cable's decayed. I mean, the wires inside still work, but the black covering is gonzo. So now we've been sitting there figuring out a way. We have our tech support team of Chris fixing these guitars up, and we've been selling them as, refurbished on Amazon, and people need them. People need these things. It is wild and out of control, and I didn't realize how out of control it was until our nerd correspondent Ryan Tanaka posted about that yesterday, and I researched it, and I was messaging my boss. I'm like, yo, do we still have any other drums? I know we had a couple. I think we had some Rock Band 2 or Rock Band 3 Wii kits sitting around in one of our offices that we'd have to sell them as used because the boxes are so destroyed. And I'm like, do we still have any kits? And nope. One of the other bosses was telling me, that years ago they had like thousands of drum sets, and they just moved them all in one big sale and just like got rid of it. Like, we didn't want to sit on those. I'm like, well, if you had sat on them, we probably would be making a profit, but you never know what you sit on. Apparently, first-party PlayStation controllers are incredibly rare right now, and we have them, and we're running out of them soon. It's nuts. So, let's go to our next story from one of our correspondents. Gaming correspondent, Jai Polidor, he tagged me in a post yesterday where Resident Evil 4, a game that's very near and dear to my heart, apparently is going to get remade because these last 2 years we've seen Resident Evil 2 remade. They took the original PlayStation game and remade it on the PS4 completely from top to bottom. They updated it and made it brand new, and that game sold like gangbusters. And just last month, Resident Evil 3 got released. Oh, that's right, Part 3, buddy. Nemesis was remade in the same fashion, and they released that last month. And even though apparently it's a very short game, they had to add on some other stuff. They added on another game mode to kind of like, they quote unquote pad the purchase because they can justify charging people $60. They're going to do the same for Resident Evil 4, which is a game I have bought several times. I've bought it on the GameCube. I've bought it on the PS2. I've bought it on the Wii. I've bought it on the 360. I've bought it on the PS4. I've bought it on the Switch. I'm pretty sure I have the mobile version on my old iPod Touch. I've bought it 7 times. And it looks like I'm going to be adding number 8. But I had to make a confession. Oh, well, actually, I technically didn't buy it for the Switch. My best friend and said gaming correspondent, Jai Porter, bought it for me for Christmas. I was going to eventually buy it at some point when we got it at work. Oh, see Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Only in the front. Yeah, that because you had Nemesis chasing you down the entire game. Apparently, it's even more scary in this new version. So they're going to do the same treatment to Resident Evil 4, which it's a welcome thing for me because ever since I got that Resident Evil 4 for Switch, I have struggled at it mightily, to the point where I confessed on that same post that I still had not got past the very first major encounter in the game, the village. If you've ever played Resident Evil 4, one of the first big challenges, like you wind up in this village full of these villagers who swear at you in Spanish and want to kill you, and they scream obscenities at you. It's amazing, and you have to fend them off. And like, there's a shotgun that sits there. You grab the shotgun, then a chainsaw maniac comes out, a man with a burlap sack with just one eye hole opened, and a giant chainsaw comes out to chop you in half. It's very, very scary, but being a stubborn old gamer, I used to be able to pass it without triggering the chainsaw, man. I ignored the shotgun, just me, my handgun, and my knife. And that stubbornness has kept me stuck there for several months. Until yesterday night, after that post, and I made that confession to John, like, I still haven't got past it. You know, old age gamer problems, yeah. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's just I couldn't get used to playing as a tank again, or the years of playing Destiny have gotten me very accustomed to playing a first-person shooter, and having to shift back to a over-the-camera third-person shooter where I'm only using one stick to aim. It's very uncomfortable. Last night, out of stubborn gamer pride, I fired it back. My wife and my baby were asleep. I fired up my Switch. I got my the old Pro Controller out. And I was like, no, 'cause before I've been trying to play it with the Joy-Cons. I'm like, nope, I'm going to do this with the Pro Controller. And on the second attempt last night, I had barricaded myself in one of the rooms, and I just kept fetting them off. And all of a sudden, the bells rang, and I'm like, what? Did I actually get past this? On try number, if we counted every try going back all the way to Christmas Day last year, it must have been like 80-something tries. So I kept joking. Ryzonaka asks, do you think our reflexes have slowed of age? A little bit. Because I also played a little bit of Mario Brothers on my Switch on Saturday. That's something else I was going to maybe talk about if I had to tap dance a little bit. What's up, buddy? Daddy's trying to tell silly stories here. Yeah, I think in some games our my wife is popping me over here. She made some signs that for Tyga to say. It's pretty hilarious.
Show you afterward.
I'll show you guys afterwards. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I have to say sometimes our reflexes have slowed, because I always joked that when I played Destiny with my buddies, I was not very good because I was old already. I was already old. I could play up to a certain level pretty well, but beyond that, do you need help, or you got him? You got him right here. Our baby executive producer is being whisked away. Watch your feet, honey.
Yeah.
I would say, like, I could never reach the point of how good a lot of my friends were, because they are all in their 20s and their hand-eye coordination is excellent, where I am in my late 30s and it's really deteriorating. And every time I've gone back to play a lot of retro games, I've noticed, I'm like, whoa, I am not as good as I used to be. I think the most jarring one that really bothered me, aside from the struggles I've had with Resident Evil 4, which a game 15 years ago, yeah, that number really bothered me this morning. I was thinking about, like, wow, 15 years ago I had mastered that game. I demolished that game inside and out on the GameCube. But then again, I was 25 with a lot of free time on my hands. Yeah. See right there, right there, Jamba just posted peak esports age is apparently 20 and 21. Yeah. 25, I mean, from 25 to 30, I felt I was really in my gaming peak. I could still play the devil out of some puzzle games. But yeah, I've noticed that I'm not as adept. I was playing Super Mario 3 on my Switch on Saturday. My son had fallen asleep on me. And I found, like, the Switch is the best way for me to play games right now without having to reach for a television. I'd set up the Switch, and I had my Pro Controller. So I had a portable screen. So anywhere I was sitting with my son, I could just have the screen there, and I can play. Mario 3, I was doing okay. Super Mario World. Oh boy, this is going to be my controversial gaming statement of this week's episode. I don't like Mario World as much as I like Mario 3, and I think that's that's mainly because it's a bitch to fly in Super Mario World. Where I've never liked the cape. The cape was such a pain in the ass to use. I'm sure people are like, oh, that's not so bad. You just gotta hold Y, tap Y, and go forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, and some nonsense like that. I'm like, you know how easy it was to fly in Mario 3? You run, you arms pop out, you press jump, and then you keep hitting the jump button, and you fly. Your little raccoon tail. Bloop, 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 bloop. Easy. Trying to fly in Super Mario, I finished Worlds 1 and 2, and I was just like, this is not fun. I flipped over to Super Mario 3 on my Switch, and I was like, oh, I finished Worlds 3, 4, and 5. I was like, this is awesome. I totally forgot how much I love playing Super Mario 3. But yeah, I found even in that game, my skills were eroding, and I was frequently using the rewind function that they have on the on the Switch versions of the NES and Super NES. I felt like such an old man, like such a dirty cheater. I kept like something dumb would happen. I'm like, oh, hit the shoulder buttons. Let's rewind that a few frames. Okay, let's not do the same mistake. Yeah, so Super Mario 3 is, yeah, it's, apparently Irv also shares the opinion Mario 3 is his favorite, besides the Wizard, where Fred Savage spent 90 minutes selling us Mario 3, which it would go on. It was going to sell really well, regardless of that terrible Fred Savage Wizard movie. Power Glove. It's so cool. Yeah, it's just... But to circle back, I did get past that point. I picked up all the weapons in RRE4, and I felt good. I was like, hey, I did it. I still had it in me. But there's still a lot of rust, and honestly, this thumb, I mean, it's recovered. Like last year, this is terrible for the people who are only listening to this. But if you're watching this, last year my thumb could. I think Irv, you had seen this. Like I could only get this far. Whereas like I would send the same command and it would go this far. Now it's back to normal, but it's sore all the time, especially with all the work I've been doing at the warehouse. Having to grab cases, master cases of games. It's my thumb's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's very hard to game. Old age sucks, my fellow nerds. All right, let me see here. Let me see if I've gotten all the stories I wanted to hit from all my correspondents. Oh, man, I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I keep hearing about it. I've been getting highlights of it from our sports correspondent, Ryan Diaz. There's a mini-series going on the evil four-letter network, ESPN, where I guess they're chronicling the final year of Michael Jordan, The Last Dance. And apparently there's just some ridiculous stuff that's just coming out. The documentary has just been revealing all kinds of stuff. Apparently, like the first week, they were revealing how much cocaine a lot of NBA players used to do back in the day. I guess Michael Jordan's just dropping dimes on everyone, just spilling the tea everywhere. And this past weekend... the highlights that my buddy Ryan sent to me was of Dennis Rodman had been given like a hall pass so he could go 48 hours to Vegas and just go get all his yayas out, so to speak, and how Michael Jordan had to go to Vegas and get him because he had told Phil Jackson like you gave him a hall pass, he's not coming back. And I guess there's a funny quote of Carmen Electra opening the hotel room door and seeing Michael Jordan, and she had to run and hide behind the couch because the imposing presence of a 1997 Michael Jordan, I guess, would scare anyone shitless. Oh, apparently there was a full film crew following MJ for the entire year. Whoa, how is this footage? How have they sound that footage for 20 plus years? I do not know. Because I was like, 97, 98, I think, was Michael Jordan's final year, if I recall correctly. I'm not 100%. I feel like 99 was like the first year where I believe there was a champion, not the Chicago Bulls or the Houston Rockets. The other one, the Spurs one, I believe. I remember that. It felt so weird and awkward with no Michael Jordan. Yeah, like I'm hoping that this document. I guess maybe I'd have to sign up for ESPN Plus so I could watch on my phone at some point. But it's just it sounds hilarious, especially like an old man NBA fan like I am, or I was, or however you want to classify it. I like again, much like my music, I like my sports from the '90s. And it seems fascinating, especially everything I read, everything I've seen on Twitter. It's just been a cascade of ridiculousness of this whole documentary that apparently was filmed. That's nuts. Now I really want to find a way. I hope some terrible humans post it up on YouTube so I can watch it. That's how I've been watching this other show, Dark Side of the Ring. Because there's people just post it up on YouTube, and I watch entire episodes of it. I watched an entire episode about Dino Bravo this morning. Apparently he got involved in the mafia. This old professional wrestler, this Canadian guy, got himself involved in the mob after he lost his job at WWF at the time, so he could maintain his lifestyle, and ended up getting assassinated on a drug run gone bad. Ugh. Don't mess with bikers and don't mess with drugs, people. It is not great. So those are all the stories that I've had here. I guess I probably should have milked those a little more because we're only about half hour through. You have no idea how exhausted. I jammed half a coffee before I left work to make sure I had energy for this. Because it's still, thankfully, it wasn't as crazy today, but it was still nuts. We had like 6,000 orders across. It's just, apparently in that the Last Dance, there's a lot of current day interviews interspersed in. Apparently, a lot of players who probably want to explain to their families, no, honey, I didn't do all that cocaine. I think that was the quote I kept seeing on Twitter. And it's like, how many players are turning to their families and going, no, that wasn't me. I didn't do all that coke. The 90s were wild. I always hear stories about how like Charles Barkley and them say like they're very happy that smartphones didn't exist back in those days of all the crazy stuff that they used to do. I mean, I remember like Barkley himself. I remember he got busted for throwing a dude through a window at a bar. And that's because they pressed charges. I don't know if it was the bar got mad, their window got broken, or the dude who got tossed through a window. I remember that was like the big story. Like, oh, Charles Barkley threw a man through a window and nothing happened to him. I think he just paid for a bunch of stuff. Because that's how you fix things, with money. That's how things go in that regard. Man, I really thought I was going to get a lot more mileage out of this, doing these little correspondence. Hey, if you haven't, I just remembered one I forgot I had written down. Our gaming correspondent Art Solorio sent me an article about how GameStop is just going to go back to normal. Apparently, as of yesterday or as of today, GameStop are good friends. They're just going right back to normal. A lot of states are pretending this coronavirus thing. Is just a fad, and they're just going to reopen. So GameStop's jumping right in. They're like, what? I really can't blame them. Working in the video game industry, people really want video games or really need video games right now in the worst way to occupy themselves, and so they want some of that sweet video game money out there right now. And it was just funny, like they're getting raked over the coals. But so many businesses are trying to open up. I don't know if any of you saw that wild interview with the Las Vegas mayor, this weird white lady. She was on with Anderson Cooper. One of my coworkers played this interview for me last week, and I was astounded how ignorant this lady was. Like, she was doing the Trump playbook of contradicting yourself, say ridiculous things, blame the media for everything. It was just insane. And I saw a video this morning of like casinos setting up. They had set up little window, or not window. They set up little bulletproof glass or sneeze guards so you could play blackjack. So there's a guard between you and the dealer, and there's little guards between you and the other players. And no, it's insane. We're talking, Anderson Cooper face popped. The look on Anderson Cooper's face throughout that entire interview just told you everything. He was just immensely frustrated. But I imagine that his producer was so happy, because the producer was probably like, this shit is gonna trend. It's gonna go viral. This crazy woman is doing this interview just talking nonsense about how, like, I offered Vegas to be a control group for the coronavirus. And then you see Cooper like, you understand what that means? You were just going to put all of Las Vegas citizens' lives on the line? Well, no, you're putting words in my mouth. I tried to offer Las Vegas as a control group, but I was told by my analysts that I can't do that. Are you coming into the frame here?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Oh, no. The pillow. Put the pillow back.
Put the pillow back. She's too short right next to me. Hey, my lovely wife has come in because she can tell that I'm running out of steam. And so she's coming in to give me a little emotional boost here at the end of the show. And you can see our little tiger there across her shoulder. Tell us about this wonderful mask that you made, honey. Look at this wonderful mask with Mario on it.
With Mario and all his coins. Yeah. Well, it's because you go to work and you make the coins. So
I do go to work and make the coins. Yeah, I gotta go bring home the coins.
Hi, Daniel.
Hey, what's up, Daniel? And I have to go do that. I gotta go make the donuts, go make the coins. I gotta bring back the mushrooms, cook them up.
That's right.
So I can feed the family. I am very thankful. I have a very busy job. "Quote unquote" hashtag essential. My wife. That's right. My wife.
That's right. His wife.
My wife.
Did Mario and the princess, did they have a thing?
You know what? It was, I don't know if it was ever, quote unquote, acted upon. Or I guess it was always very just implied that the Princess Peach, or if you're very old school, Princess Toadstool, they changed their name I forget at some point. I forget if it was in Mario Kart, where it's like, oh, she's not Princess Toadstool, or I think it might have been Mario Kart 64, where she was switched to Peach.
Oh, okay.
Instead of Toadstool. She was Princess Peach.
Okay.
And then she had a counterpart, Princess Daisy, which was presumed to be Luigi's princess that way. Because, we got to pair everybody off.
Okay, yeah.
And,
yeah.
But
Cool.
I think it was heavily implied, and there was one game on the GameCube called Super Mario Sunshine, where Mario and the princess were going on vacation together to this. They're going to a vacation resort, but everything was ruined by Bowser's son.
Bowser's son.
Yeah, he had this Bowser Jr.
Oh.
Bowser has a lot of kids. If you play Mario 3, he has a lot of kids. He has like 7 kids.
Wasn't there a Bowserette on recently?
Oh God, thank you for reminding me. No, that was because in the recent new Super Mario Brothers that came out for the Nintendo Switch, they added a power up where the little female Toad could get a little crown, and she would turn into a princess.
I see.
And so it was implied, oh, if any character could grab that mushroom, they could turn into a princess. So naturally, the internet went overboard, we can make Bowser into a female, Bowsette, and then cosplayers we're gonna make slutty Bowsette.
Of course.
And then deviant artists are went a little too far, and I just remember how internet, please stop, don't.
Yesterday I saw some cool. Speaking of the deviant art, I saw some cool Tumblr on because it was Alien Day.
Oh, it was Alien Day. It was yesterday. Was 4/26.
Yeah.
Yeah. The wife was researching being able to make some xenomorph masks.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize. It was funny she had asked about it. I'm like, oh wait, it's because I had to explain. Oh, it was Ellen 426 is the planet where the xenomorphs were found.
Okay.
That's why. And it's always 4/26. Yesterday was Alien Day. Your brother Pablo was a big fan of Alien, so he was sending you images or messages or something about that.
The Alien, yeah.
And you were researching it, and then you had found.
I found some really cool sheets, blankets with the xenomorph on it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I've said before. I think the last time you came on. Was it I had a bandana. I don't know where I had a bandana where if you put it on correctly, you had the xenomorph mouth.
Right, yeah.
Right there. Because I think Ryan or someone else.
Right.
Ryan says, "Are you getting requests for Colonial Marines?" I'm sure she. I guess if she put it out there, I'm sure she will.
Oh, yeah. Well, so I was doing the research for the Mortal Kombat and for Xenomorph and Bane, yeah.
And the Mandalorian.
So, it'll take a little while, but those will come out soon. Eventually.
Oh, you're asking me of Colonial Marines? No, we're selling a lot of. The Alien Isolation is doing really well right now. You know what? I think we sold a bunch of copies of Alien Isolation for the PS4 and the Xbox One. Obviously they should have sold like crazy, but I don't think we have any copies of Colonial Marines because that was the not good game, if I recall correctly. But. And there's not a lot of movie-based games out nowadays. A lot of that stuff just comes out on cell phones now because that's where all the licensed money goes. As I play my Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
And people had their phones everywhere they went, and now they can't go anywhere.
Oh, the retro game. No. Are you talking? Colonial Marines. There's a retro game. My memory does not serve me. All I remember is Alien vs. Predator in the arcade, and I was hoping that I could find a console version of that at some point. It was a really cool game because you either play as the Predators or you play as a Colonial Marine fighting off the aliens. It was really cool. And I found that we had a copy of Battletoads Double Dragon.
What's the next game day? The next or the next
What?
May 4th, huh? May 4th
Yeah, the next nerdy day, big nerd day is May the 4th.
There should be like a nerdy calendar.
I would imagine Think Geek or something has something like that where of all the nerdy dates, like 4/26, March 10th, now like May the 4th.
Right. And then May the 4th.
May the 4th. And then normally 4th of July would be big for anime people for Anime Expo, but there will be none.
No. And the OC Fair was canceled also.
Everything's just getting canceled.
So nobody's going to get fat off deep fried Snickers this year.
Nope. Andy Vasquez, you have a question? If you have a question, please fire away. There's a 30-second delay in between your question and our response. So FYI. Good old 30, it's like a 20-30 second delay between. So look, your eye rolling right there, and then you're looking at the screen there. I've come here to learn these things. Yeah, you come here to learn all this like nerd stuff that happens. Yeah, May the 4th, because what's really cool, because May the 4th, if any of you watch The Mandalorian, they're releasing a big documentary on Disney+. Oh, I think Andy's just quoting Aliens.
Oh.
I just realized he's quoting Aliens. How to get out of this chicken shit outfit. Okay, I thought it was an actual question. He's quoting Aliens because we're a day late to celebrating, but we might as well celebrate.
Yeah.
If my friend Sean Hornbuckle was watching, he's a
2020 is canceled pretty much.
Yeah.
This whole year is just canceled.
It's just
like
been
2020
canceled.
is canceled. I actually realized that I bought 4 calendars for 2020.
You really did?
I bought 4 calendars, 2 for the kitchen, 1 for my bag, and then 1 for the room. And I realized after
That's
March,
right.
there's nothing.
There's nothing.
I gave up.
Oh, Rise of Skywalker is going on Disney Plus that day as well. On May the 4th. Oh, that's cool. I mean, I already bought it on Blu-ray because I'm still a person that buys discs on occasion.
2019 was shit. Well.
If 2019 was shit, then this is diarrhea. Then 2020 is diarrhea.
I'll take 2019 over 2020 any day.
Yeah.
I mean,
2019 we got married. Our 2019 was pretty good.
It was great.
We found out we were having the kid.
The
We got married.
Yeah.
But
let's minus all that. But
2020 started really good for us.
It was,
that guy right there.
Yay, 2019. Yes.
Yeah, 2020 didn't cancel Tiger's forearms. Yeah, look at the arms on this kid. I swear, this kid's gonna be like 6'5", and he's gonna be tossing me around. This kid's gonna toss me around.
Look at his legs.
Look at the big old legs. I remember when we brought this kid home. He was tiny. He was a little dainty little thing, and now every day it's like, now he's a 15-pound weight vest. Like my right knee is like, bro, you need to lose some weight to offset your child. I'm walking around like at 275 right now. Like, oh my Lord, carrying my baby. I am so heavy now.
Yeah.
This kid is growing. I'm afraid he's gonna be as big as the Big Show. Is he just growing because his pituitary is just out of control? I think I'm just exaggerating. I'm panicking that he's gonna be gigantic and he's just choke slamming all over the house like, Daddy, ice cream. I'm like, no, you can't have ice cream. Well, it's the Big Show, and he throws Dad, the ice cream now. Okay, Tiger, ice cream, yay!
It's all those lactation cookies you made me the other week.
Right? Yeah, see, Ryan says, I'm going to miss when he's this small. 2020 is going to be a huge party once everything's open for business, right? Yeah. I'm sure everyone's going to be back in business in 2022.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think shit's getting back to normal.
Small businesses are starting to open. Yeah, they are because so many small businesses are like losing their shit. So
I know we're trying to help.
We're
trying to help motivate Pete Molini to get his little small business on the internet.
But still not be at risk or anything like that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Get his comic book business on the internet.
Yeah,
because apparently that's. Sam's saying that his little son Joey, or AKA Mojo Jojo, hip tosses and arm bars Lily. You've been showing him far too much wrestling.
I'm sorry.
You're using my WWE network has paid off in getting your son ready to wrestle. Apparently, oh my Lord. That is too fun. Your son is so big, Sam. I saw that video that you did for Lamar, and I was like, I realized I hadn't seen JoJo in a very long time.
JoJo looks he's so big.
He looks like a tiny.
He's a full grown.
He's a tiny
kid.
Sam Zia.
Yeah.
He like if I drew a goatee on a picture of your son, it's just you, Sam. It's a tiny you. It's hilarious and crazy. And you know what? It's gonna be the same with this kid. We notice as he gets getting bigger and bigger, he's a mini me.
Yeah.
Like for Halloween, I'm just gonna put a goatee on him. And it's gonna be like a goatee and some little glasses on him, and it's like, oh, I have brought my mini me. And like, I'll be Dr. Oh, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna be Dr. Evil, and he's gonna be Mini Me. That's what we can do for Halloween.
Yes.
Yes.
You got it.
Son's Ryan. My son's special is Hammer Fist. Bah. My son punched me in the nose 3 times yesterday, and he laughed each time.
He knows what he's
I thought it was
doing.
the cutest. He knows what he was doing. He was just like, I was like hanging out with him, and he just goes, bah. Right. He's like, ha, bah. And I was like, you know what? That's hilarious, and I appreciate that. I probably won't appreciate it when he's a little bit bigger and he's kicking me in the ding ding. And we're like, oh, why?
Is it time to go?
Is it time to go?
Yeah,
it's time for this little guy.
Time to eat.
This
Time to get
little
some
kid
dinner.
needs dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, I've taken headbutts to the chin.
Here we go, baby. Come on.
Like this little dude, like I've held him, and he has swung his giant dome into my chin. He is like set like freaking. He's hit the button a few times where I'm like, whoa, and I get shaky. Then again, I'm a big concussioner. I've had many concussions in my life.
All right, baby.
So it doesn't take much to get me dizzy. But he rang my bell once where I was holding him, and he was just like moving his head around, and he was like, go thunk. Sam says he was Yoshi, Joe is Mario, and he rode his back everywhere. That is adorable.
That is so cute. All right, we're out of here.
All right, get Mini-Me, and I'll wrap up the show here.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Say bye to the baby. The wife came in to save my life again.
Bye.
That way I could collect my thoughts
Bye.
and speak like a normal human instead of like, blah, 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 blah.
All right.
This whole social distancing is really... Are you going to go this way or are you going to go that way? You're going to go that way. You're going to go that way.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up. Oh. If it eases up at work this week, I'm going... Sam Zia right here on Facebook Live says, Joey kicked me in the dick so many times. He almost caught me. Like, he grazed me. He grazed me on Saturday. I was like, whoa, buddy. You're getting tall. Yeah, the baby did say bye. He grazed me. I was like, oh, man, he's gonna get me good. Well, once he gets bigger. Yeah, the baby head, but yeah, the baby heads. Yeah, ooh, he has rung me up. He has rung my bell many times. Now I'm very careful. I'm like, once I see his head moving, I try to roll with it like a good stuntman, so he doesn't knock me the F out. So if it's not too crazy at work, I was even going to attempt to do. If you guys want a little preview, I brought home some games. I might attempt to do a couple of videos tonight and put them in the can. That way, because I haven't been able to do these videos at work like I normally do. The Dre's Retro Game Minute. So it's backwards on Facebook Live, of course. It's like, Donkey Konga. This is going to be one. All right. This is excellent podcast content. It's a little preview of a Retro Game Night. We got Front Mission and Advance Wars Days of Ruin. So I'm going to try to put those in the can tonight or tomorrow. I might hide at work with my camera and try to do some quick retro game night, because I want to do it with this shirt. I always like to make sure I have a really cool nerd shirt when I'm doing the retro game minutes, and I also want to attempt to do some video of gameplay. Like, I should have streamed my my struggles with Resident Evil 4, because I succeeded last night. That would have been a great triumphant video to do a stream to, although maybe with the pressure of streaming it, I might not have succeeded. It was just me by myself, focusing on that damn thing. But we'll see. I might do some like Dre struggles with Resident Evil 4 if I can pull that off either at work or here at home when my son is asleep on me. So more gaming content is going to be coming now. I'm trying to It was easier when work was slow. I could sneak all that stuff in because I have my own office. But lately, I have barely been touching my office at work because of all the stuff we have to ship out. Because apparently Amazon's just pushing all the orders to us. So like, yeah, you guys fulfill your own orders. I'm sure, Andy, you know all about that. Working at the Amazon yourself. We're not really fulfilling by Amazon right now. It's fulfilling by us, and it's insane how much games are selling right now. If you want to get yourself a copy of a Front Mission, you can always check out our sponsor Deal Tavern on Amazon or Deal Tavern on eBay. If you want to just add on to the orders, if you let me know ahead of time, I will write a note on your order. Just like our friend Caleb, aka Bushy, he let me know, hey, I'm going to order a copy of Resident Evil 2. I found that order in the melee of orders, and I made sure, hi Bushy, I put my handle, SoCal. Yeah, see, Ryan, I'm sure your workload has quadrupled. Yeah, like in some industries, I mean, unfortunately, some people have lost their jobs, and at least in my industry at work, I have had my workload. It's just like like I said, we've gone from 300 orders a day to like 2,000 orders a day. It's insane. Like today, because we don't go on the weekends, we had 6,000 orders. It's madness, but trying to find the time to add on more content to our channel here instead of just me coming on once a week. I really want to annoy one of the Facebook pages. Some dude was complaining that I post all the time. It's because no one else is posting. It's like this idiot didn't understand. I'm posting twice a week. No one posted for like a month, so there's 8 posts in a row for me because no one else is posting. So I really want to annoy that one specific guy. I hope I can. Because you troll the trolls. You gotta flip that shit back on them. So as always, you can find all my links at allmylinks.com/DreGP Podcast. You can find that on our Twitter at DreGP Podcast. You can find it on our Instagram at DreGP Podcast. There's links to that, so you can find all of our links. You can find our YouTube, our Patreon, our Etsy. You can find my store. You can find my wife's store. You can find all kinds of stuff. My wife's store, if you want some of these awesome masks. Like, for example, I don't know if you guys can really see this one. This is my awesome Mandalorian mask that my wife found this really cool print. That's this awesome Mandalorian mask that my wife made me. It is Donkey Kong one. I'm rocking this one at work tomorrow. Naturally, I'm a comic book nerd. So there's this cool, awesome Avengers one. I think she definitely has a bunch of fabric for this one, so she can make that one. And then some traditional, kind of generic Space Invader kind of aliens. Varying little controllers in there. If you want some nerdy masks, you let my wife know. Etsy.com/shop/Le Meow Club. If you watch this on YouTube later, the link will be underneath. And I should probably add that to all my links as well. Joker smile. Yeah, I think that's another plan. Do a little Joker smile. Why so serious underneath the chin or something. Or the Joker smile saying, why so serious? I remember seeing that on a shirt back in the days on T-Fury, where I got a lot of my nerdy shirts back in the day. I haven't bought any of those in a while. So, remember, allmylinks.com/DreGP Podcast. If you want to find that, it's on our Facebook page right now. It's on our Instagram. It's on our Twitter. It's on our SoundCloud, it's on our YouTube, it's on everything. So that one link will link you to everything else that we do, because there's a lot of links for us. Find us, support us, share, like, subscribe. All those things that people say either at the beginning of a show or at the end of the show that usually annoy me, and I don't like to do it. But apparently I need to do it more so I can grow this thing. So I can get sponsors aside from my boss. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening if you're listening to this, the audio version. This has been Dre's Geek Philosophy Podcast. We'll see you back here next week, sometime after 8 p.m., because it's just madness. Somewhere in the 8 o'clock hour, we'll be back, Pacific time. Thank you for watching. I especially those of you who come every week. I really freaking thank you. I really appreciate it so much. Like Irv, Daniel, Ryan, Sam, everyone who comes on by. every week. Or those of you who occasionally swing through. Like I saw Rick Mears swung through today. Andy Vasquez swung through today. Got a bunch of Lamar Harris swung through because I know he's not. Those of you who come by every week, even though you get swing through, thank you so much. I really, it really motivates me to keep going every week. Because especially these last few weeks, it's been rough, like physically, where I was just like, I'm so dead tired. I'm like, I might not do the show tonight. I am just so freaking, my right leg wants to fall off. I'm sleep deprived and I'm tired. But you know what? The fact that you guys still come out and support, I appreciate it. And thank you. See you guys next week.